Hey, good morning, traders, and welcome to another special episode of Market in the Morning. Today is July 23rd. We are getting that much closer to the end of the summer. I know, guys, don't be too excited, but today we have a very special guest joining us. We have the one and only Mel joining us. We're going to cover some fundamentals, some technicals. She's got some killer trades she wants to review, show you guys how she took them and how she uses market to implement some stronger biases and really added to her strategy to give her that confluence and confidence to take those trades. So guys, smash that like button. I'm seeing a ton of you here in the chat. That is fantastic to see. Market in the Morning starts right now. Mel, good morning.
Hello. Well, good night. Good
Or good
evening.
night.
But
Good
good
evening.
morning for all of you. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Mel. How are you?
Yeah, good.
You
Good.
finishing
It's
up your
been a
trading day?
day. Listen, it's been a day. It has been a day. We've caught some cracker trades this afternoon. Definitely started off slow this morning, but it's ended really, really well. Really well.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's review it. I'll pull up your chart if you want to give us a quick rundown. I saw on your Instagram story, killing it.
You know how you have those days sometimes where you're like, can I lose today? Like, and then you're just
Yep.
like, now I can't trade tomorrow because I've got in the mind frame of, oh, look at me go. Like,
Good. Yep. Gotta have control over that mindset.
I know, 100%. Okay, so what you see on my screen is exactly what I took on NASDAQ this afternoon. Now, this is on minis. This is not micros. So all of these trades were taken with one mini contract. And for the better part of the afternoon, there wasn't really much happening. Again, if no one's ever seen me before, 1 to 30 easy. If no one's ever seen me before, I am definitely a technical trader, and we use market as our fundamental confluence. I have started using it in the past couple of months, and it's honestly just really helped me not only learn more about fundamentals and how I can incorporate it into my trading and understand the why. I definitely trade what I see, but I'm really getting to know the why behind why the market is doing what it's doing with market and how we incorporate it into our trading. So anyway, what I was looking at is we were in this little bit of a consolidated mess. It's easy to see lower time frame. And for the better part of today, I wasn't anywhere near my chart. And then I did come down. We take our entries on the 1 minute. But I did take note of what was happening right around this area right here. For me, that is a POI, point of interest for me. I can really clearly see price not wanting to push above that area for the better part of the afternoon. We really stayed below that area. And so what I was looking for with my entry model, am I late for class? You're never late.
You're just in time.
Perfectly fine. You're just in time. So I didn't really want to take that first entry that popped out of that zone. I just wanted to see price give me an extra confluence that it definitely wanted to stay below my point of interest and push down to the downside. And then this area right here is a heavy support and resistance on higher time frame, which we had marked up. And then if I think it's moved now, but if you take a look at NASDAQ on the market dashboard, please hold. If you take a look at market on the NASDAQ on the market dashboard, that support area is exactly where our technical analysis has also lined up. So this is the bits and pieces that really help me confluence-wise with the why behind the move. This has moved down slightly. It was pushed a little bit further up when I was taking those trades earlier this afternoon. But so then, I took my initial entry, which was right here. This was the second entry with my entry system that showed up for me after this initial push. Went into a little bit of consolidation. We had this beautiful, beautiful sweep of these consolidated highs and then a push straight over the EMA. That's my trigger to get in to the market. I had originally wanted to hold all the way down to that 28,850 area. Would have been my full take profit down at that point. Turned around on me. And I got out here at a 1 to 4.2. And I think this was about 1,800 that I took out of the market with this trade right here. And then I let it do its thing, just figured out what it wants to do. And again, we stayed below this POI. We don't want to push any higher with what prices was telling me. We tried once, we've tried again. And then as soon as I saw this line up exactly with what has just happened before, it's the exact same trade, just in a different spot. My entry on this one, there's a whole heap of lovely women on here going, what's that entry? That doesn't look like one of ours. And no, I did. I jumped in slightly early. I had a whole heap of confidence from jumping into this over here. So I jumped in a little bit early on this one, jumped the gun before it actually fell over the EMA. And then I held this one. Again, my target didn't change. I was targeting that same area. I really liked where price was heading. And so I stayed in it and then moved my stop loss right to around this area right here. And this wick took me clean out. So this one gave me a 7.2 and this one gave me about 2,300 out of the market. And then while I was waiting to get into this live, I just took this one. So this was a retest of my EMA. This actually is a proper entry. And this one gave me about 850. So we got another 2.64 out of that. So 3 beautiful trades this afternoon. Minus 1 point for not following the rules. I'm going to have to put myself in jail for this, I'm going to have to throw myself in there. And so price did. It came exactly to this point of interest that both my technicals and Market AI had on the dashboard. And so there's your confidence in your trade. If my technical analysis lines up with the bias support, the support and resistance zones that market has on the dashboard, and I can see the why, what I really like is this. I can click here and it gives me the why behind why this move is happening for me. And anytime anything comes out about oil or anything about drone attacks or bombs flying at the moment in Iran, it's just an easy sell at the moment. The other thing that I want to really, really point out, and I have this conversation with the HTL students all the time, is we have our swing trading and our day trading bias as slightly bullish. And where I think people starting to use and implement fundamentals in their technical analysis, if they're technical traders, is if this is bullish, why are we getting sells? And lower time frame strategy, which is what I trade, you get to scalp both sides of the story. And so it doesn't matter that we overall have a bullish bias. We still get to scalp shorts in a market that is overall bias. So yeah, that was the afternoon that was. It was fun.
That's awesome. Great trades. Well done, Mel. Good work.
Yeah, of course.
Do you mind? I'm going to pull up my screen, guys, and give you a quick little rundown of why these shorts are also starting to play out. We've had a lot of headlines coming out lately that have been showing a escalation back in the whole Iran and U.S. war front. We even had a headline right here 14 minutes ago. Trump says U.S. will hold Iran responsible for attacks. So the escalations are picking back up, and what that's doing is that's causing an increase in oil's price. So oil's already back to $90 a barrel. That is crazy. If we pull up our charts, let's pull that up real quick. CL, crude oil, and we'll use our market integration over here too to look at oil. And we see that we're starting to shift bullish. Now, the reason this is bearish for things like gold, things like the S&P, NASDAQ, is because a higher oil price is going to impact the way that a lot of big tech companies are going to be spending their money. And it's also going to be impacting the overall inflation. So we saw that when oil was all the way trading up here between 80 and 100 for so long, the CPI inflation came up to 4.2%, over double what the Fed's price target is for it, which is 2%. So that caused markets to start getting a little rocky. The odds of a rate hike came back on the table. People were not happy. We were finally able to reverse ceasefire talks. Things are looking good. We have a peace deal on the table. For like weeks on weeks, that was back and forth. Now that's completely off the table. It's picking back up. They're attacking each other again, and oil is back to $90. So now what this is going to be doing is it's going to be increasing the fear of higher inflation again, which again increases then the domino effect of odds of a rate hike. All of these things are going to be a bit more bearish for gold and the NASDAQ. Now, for the NASDAQ and ES, it's more bearish for them for two reasons. Higher borrowing costs, and if inflation is higher, oil is higher. They have to pay more money for their imports and exports. They have to pay more money for keeping the lights on, really, because it's higher energy costs. And they don't want to pay more money. So they send that to the consumer, to us. Here's the domino effect. There's where inflation gets higher. So it's really starting to have that next level impact again here on oil, which is coming back into, like we saw with your trades on NASDAQ shorts. So I do think, in my opinion, we're starting to get that shift again. Yeah, Yusuf, gold dump, we'll take a look. But yeah, nice moves. Oil's ripping. Gold was back to the downside, I believe, too. Let's take a look at gold. Yep, gold pulled back as well. Real strong move there. Any massive headlines? We could check our high impact. Zelensky on Russia, member of Iran's army killed in U.S. attacks on Iran's on Wednesday night. This is just an hour ago. So obviously the war is picking up. Things are escalating again. So we have to trade these markets accordingly. And that was some big W's to Mel for taking those shorts. Mel told me she was using market the same exact way. She was like, as soon as I saw those headlines of those escalations picking back up, I jumped in, full ported those shorts. That's when she got in before her entry. That was all market.
I know. It definitely just gives, it does. I don't know. It just helps with the confidence in staying in a trade. It really does.
It absolutely does. What is your area of interest on gold, Kevin? Let's see. Quick stab at that. I'll let you guys know. And then Mel will also give her input where she's looking at gold today. Gold's really taken a hit. You know, we've gotten rid of all profits we've had over the past couple of days. I'd like to see 40.50, 40.60 over here on GC. And that would be the same as 40.53 on XAU USD. Area of support down there. That was our last higher low that we created. So if we start breaking that, then I know that we're probably in to make some lower lows there. But remember, context is key. Strong moves to the downside below previous day low. I'm a big fan. Mel is as well. Those top-down analysis. Mel, do you mark out previous day high and low?
No.
No?
Nah.
Nah.
I'm the most simple trader you'll ever come across.
That's great.
And I know, like, some people do, right? They love that, and it makes sense. Absolutely, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's just not something that I incorporate into my top-down analysis. I definitely take into consideration like the previous day's movement, but I don't mark out its high and low. All I care about is whatever direction it chooses to give me in current day. It's going to take out yesterday's high or low, and so I just want it to go past there. That's it. that's all I want.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, you know what? I'll bring up your chart. You want to give us some levels on gold that you see yourself?
So I'm just having a look here, and if I'm, there's a lot of selling sellers are holding strong in the market. Also, I'm gold futures. If you guys are, I wonder. So yeah, I'm looking at GC. So this is a futures chart. So I would be watching. I I would be watching 4049, so 4050. I think that's what you just mentioned.
Yep.
So I'd be watching 4050. I'd be managing risk around there. If I was in a trade at this point, or I'd be looking to get into a short at this point, I'd definitely be managing around that area, purely because we can see price has been there and made decisions there in the past, and the decision that's made from that area has typically been longs. However, if there's no reason for us to be out of that trade, my next AOI is 4017, straight back down to this area of support and resistance on our 4-hour chart. That's what I would be looking for if I was trading gold. For right now, my entry system has completely run away. There's nothing there for me to take just yet. There's a good possibility that some of our little watches are in something.
Yep, guys, let us know.
That's
Let us know, are you in any trades right now? What are you trading? What direction are you trading? And what position are you in right now?
Yeah.
And if you're not, good for you. You're short 4160 on what? Probably XAU. I'm pretty sure you're CFDs. 4160. Wow. Oh, nice. You shorted those highs that we were looking at yesterday. Beautiful entry. We've got some NQ shorters over here. Look at that. Full port XAU USD. That's how we trade. Awesome, guys. Good work. Everybody's killing it today. Love to see that. That's how we start the shows, guys. But yeah, dollars melting higher. Just want to give a quick shout out. Who was that in the chat? Minhal. Great call. XAU USD is bleeding with against a higher dollar. Yes, dollar is rallying right now, up at 101. Very strong move on the dollar, which will bring gold back lower. Oh, the free trading floor is always asking, what do we do right now? Do we take a long? Do we take a short? Well, right now, if you ask me, I think we're in the middle of nowhere, right?
Correct.
We're going to be waiting for a pullback. Whether you're trading moving averages, you're trading supply and demand, you're trading key levels, you do not want to trade when we're not near your level. That is ground zero. Leave it alone. No trades. But we're waiting for pullbacks. Our fundamentals are starting to lean back more bearish. So we will be looking for some more bearish. You guys see this right here? Something to note. Gold just a day ago was swing trading bullish, day trading bullish. Now we're starting to see that pivot back to slightly bullish again. So markets are getting weaker. New fundamentals are coming in. Again, that higher oil price is really going to make things harder for the S&P, NASDAQ, and gold. Free trading floor asking for free trading signals. You guys are great. Make sure we run that like button up, guys, because Mel's here. We have a much higher expectation. We better hit 100 right now.
100%. We got a top last time. What was last time? 150, I think we got.
Yeah, it was like 150, 160, something crazy.
Yeah, we can do it again.
Absolutely. So Mel, what are you watching? What's your next setup that you're looking for?
Well, to be fair, I typically stay well away from this session because I don't do well in New York. But again, I really like the look of shorts. And to be fair, I have a massive sell bias when I trade. I can spot a sell like no man's business. I can take profit from a sell like you wouldn't believe. Try and get into a buy, and it's just like Bambi trying to find its feet. You're just like, why can't I take a buy?
Oh, so you must have really enjoyed when Trump first announced tariffs and markets sold off, and then when the Iran war picked up and markets.
We had a great time.
I bet. It's much, you know what? Markets will move down a lot faster than they move up.
100%. I know. And I like was trying to explain, someone was just like, why do you prefer sells over buys? I'm like, have you ever looked at a chart? Like, look how quickly look how quickly that stuff drops compared to how it just mosey on and steps its way up. Like, you can get in and out of a trade like that in a short. 100%.
No, awesome. What's up? 543 says, I'm in a short from 4082. What's the target Mel and Kev? So Mel, if you were in a short right now, what would you be targeting on gold?
40.50.
40.50. A nice
Yeah.
key psych number that any trader, any strategy, they're going to be aware of. Great.
100%.
Great area. I got the
40.50.
same one.
Yeah. It's just if you zoom out and you look higher time frame, whole heap of decisions being made around that exact same area. If your
Yep.
trade was to turn around you at any point, my guess is it's going to be there.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's your target, guys, on those gold shorts. Now, if we were to pull back, Mel, what are you looking for on a pullback wise? Any specific price level you see as a good pullback area?
Currently in this market, if price can come back and meet me at around 40.83, that would be fab.
40.83. Let's
Yeah.
see.
If it can give me something around there, let me jump down and have a look.
Good call, Deidre. 40.50, top of a 1 hour BPR. You got it. So much confluence at that 40.50 level.
Yep. Yeah. I also wouldn't be angry about a pullback to 40.77.
Okay.
Jump in for a short
There we go.
at that point in time.
You guys heard it, guys. Mel said full port your whole account short at 40.77.
Actually, Mel did not say anything like that.
Awesome. Awesome. I thought I saw a question on S&P. Yes, US. What's up, Luke? US 500, which is the S&P 500, is melting. So I'm going to share my screen real quick, give you a quick coverage on the S&P, some levels I'm going to be keeping an eye on as well. Now, yes, 100% we're melting, and we're melting hard. We're down from previous day's high over 1%, 95 points on the S&P 500. Huge move to the downside. A move like this, we don't want to look at a chart like this and go, oh, we can't go much lower. That's not a trading strategy, right? People will have that mindset and then force a long position every little wick they see and just keep getting stopped out. What I'm looking for and what I like to do with supply and demand as my main strategy is I like to find those key areas that were support the previous day. Once we scale below it, which we are far below it, I look for a retest of that zone. That lines up right with that 7,500 level. So 7,500 for a pullback when the New York session opens is my ideal entry for a short. That is also right near our previous day low. So again, when we look for a setup, we look for an entry. I always tell people, if you could have some confluence, which is multiple confirmations, that's going to give you a much higher probability trade versus just jumping in because it looks like we're going to continue. Awesome. So yeah, looking for 7,500 for a pullback. If we do just keep dumping from here, higher oil prices cause a shock, cause major fear. Inflation's going to be higher. People are freaking out. I'll look to see if we could break below 74.60, then retest near 74.70. But ideally, I'd rather see that 75.04. Mel, I know you don't trade the S&P, but do you have any levels for it?
No,
Well, let's mark some out, Mel. Come on, give them the full
Let's do it.
experience of your top-down analysis on a clean chart.
Let's do it. So, if I was a trader, what would I do?
If I was a trader, Mel, you are a trader.
What would I do? I just read a comment that says Mel sends us to jail if we full port.
You know what? If you're full porting, that's where you should be.
I'm like, correct. 100%. Everyone goes straight to jail. Okay, so again, if I am trading what I see technical wise, and then I'm going to go and use market as a confluence.
Awesome.
Technical wise, I am looking at this area specifically, which we are having a reaction from for the shorts that are absolutely melting right now. Here I can see that we've had a gap in the market. My assumption is that this is opening gap. Is this a Monday? Yeah, market open. And my eye immediately, higher time frame, is just drawn to what price is doing at that point. Right here, I can see it's a really key support level. Again, it's using it right here as a support level. And then here, once it's been one thing, it turns into another thing. Now we're using it as resistance. So this would be a key level that if I was trading this asset, this would be something that I would be marking out on my top-down analysis. And then something that I would be looking at would be the level that it is just broken. So there is opportunity for a break and retest and it's presenting right now. So we have broken, we've retested that level right there, and traders, you are being offered a set of expansion right here. So that would be where I could look to enter. Again, I don't go and trade on assets that I'm not familiar with how they fully move. So I personally would not take that short because I don't trade the S&P, and I'm not going to jump in on an asset that I'm not familiar with. Look at you all go. But this is definitely an entry model that we use to jump in. So this is what it would look like. Let's just mark it out. Let's play around with it.
Come on, you know you want to take this trade.
Listen, I've already had 3 wins today. If I keep going,
You can't
one of
lose.
them's bound. I know. Okay, let me go and take a look and see what my next areas are. If we're going to continue to the downside, this is a really, really strong level. So again, I would be really, really cautious of entering a trade right here as the first entry, purely because it's the first break of that support level that's been there for quite a while. So we could wait for extra confluences technical wise from that point right there. And if price was to continue pushing to the downside from that point right there, my next level, I need to zoom out a little bit further. And my next level's here. So down around this 7419 area would be where I'd be targeting for my shorts if I was jumping into that trade and if I was going to be taking shorts from there. So if I then see, I don't even have it in my watch list.
That's how much she doesn't trade the S&P 500.
That's how much I do not trade ES. So you guys have an area of resistance at 74.93. Let's go and have a look. So it's just a slight bit above where I've marked out my support level there. And then your next level is 74.40. And what have we got? 74.20.
Nice.
So this is how we use it as confluence. If I can draw my attention to what I see, the story that it's telling me technically, and it aligns with what is showing me on market, then I know we're probably in for a good time, you know?
Yep, absolutely. That's awesome. Awesome. Great analysis. Good breakdown. Guys, W's from Mel. Good stuff. Always happy to have her on. Always a great show. I'm going to pull up market one more time. And yesterday we had earnings. So big tech earnings started. Now that was sort of one of the main optimism drivers, right? Now there's not much optimism in the market right now because of the Iran and US conflict, because of higher oil, higher energy prices, higher inflation prices. But we did have big tech earnings. We had Google and Tesla yesterday. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask market, how did those earnings come out? How did the earnings for Tesla come out? And we'll see if it breaks it down for us. No, this last earnings. How was Tesla's earnings from, what was yesterday, the 22nd? July 22nd. Let's see. Now, I'm pretty sure it had a double beat, you know, and Tesla's not one that beats earnings too frequently. Okay, Tesla mixed earnings on July 22nd, yesterday, Wednesday. Okay, so it does know it as yesterday. That's pretty cool. I was going to ask from yesterday, but I didn't know if it would know. The results disappointed enough that the stock is down 1.3% today and contributed to broader market weakness. The coverage highlights investors' focus on capital expenditure. Now, guys, if you were here for yesterday's market in the morning, I was giving you a quick little brief overview on Google and Tesla, and I said that the earnings could beat, but if on the earnings call they say anything about we're spending more on CapEx, which is their capital expenditure on AI, shareholders are going to be upset. We're going to see a decline. And that's exactly what happened. Ongoing pressure from Ross Gerber for a SpaceX merger, suggesting the quarter raised question about spending and shareholder value rather than delivering a clear beat. So that was Tesla, and Google did the same thing. I wonder if we say, what about Google's earnings yesterday? Let's really test Ask Market. Let's see. I think Ask Market is a cool name. What do you guys think? Guys, let me know if you have a cooler name for this Market AI tool right here. Let's see. Google Alphabet also reported earnings yesterday, delivered a pretty strong quarterly earnings, yet the stock is down 1.4%. The sell-off centered on, same thing, capital expenditure concerns. The company posted its first cash burn on record as massive AI spending climbs, alarming investors about the pace of investment despite solid revenue results. The CapEx worry overshadows the fundamental beat and even dampened enthusiasm for chip stocks like Nvidia. This is red flags flying in the air right now for NASDAQ and S&P 500. Yeah, that's a good name. Elisa, I'm going to vote for that one too. Ask Kev. But this is, guys, this is exactly what we prepared for, and it's exactly how it came out, and that's what's going to be driving markets lower today. So definitely be going to be keeping that bearish bias on ES and NQ. And what's cool, guys, is market is telling us still slightly bullish, but market is also the platform telling us that things are starting to slightly shift. So even before the bias is updated, we had those fundamentals, and we had that news coming in for us.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Mel, what are you looking at? You seeing anything?
I'm just watching this ES trade that I don't trade, but now I'm invested.
Tazzy has a question for you. Mel, how do you find and mark your areas of interest?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. Let's answer that, shall we? So if we essentially what I do is I zoom out. I try and look at the chart from a bird's eye view. Again, I'm a technical trader. I trade what I see. I trade the story that price is telling me. I trade what I see. And so if I am zooming out and I try and just take a look and see what the picture is as a whole, something that I tell my traders in my community all the time, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but you know what, you can cut it out if you need to later. But something that I tell my traders when you're doing your top-down analysis, or when you're trying to find your points of interest, or you're trying to find your areas of interest, something that I really like to do and something that helped me as a beginner trader is I use my crosshair. So what I tell my traders to do right at the beginning is, what I want you to do is I just want you to start down at the bottom left of your chart, and I want you just to move your crosshair up your screen. And when you can see price hitting that same exact level, it's an area that you want to know about. So if I can see that price has hit this level, it's pushed through it, but it's definitely had a reaction at that point. I want to put a line there, and I want to know about that area. And if we keep continuing to push up, you can see right at the bottom of this AOI that we've just marked out here, price has had a reaction from it here. It's had a reaction from it here. And if you pop your cursor there, you can see that a lot more easy when you have like a visual aid to help you. And so this would be another AOI. We've just marked that out as a support level for that exact reason. That's what I see. yeah, again, if you're looking for your resistance levels, you just keep going until you see price here. Push, resistance, push, resistance, push, resistance. So that's something that I always tell beginner traders. If you're looking to try and mark up your chart and trying to find really specific areas that you want to use as points of interest, as areas of interest, you want to know where price has been previously, and you want to know what it has done when it was there. So if it's reacted to the downside multiple times, guess what it's most likely going to do again? It's probably going to go with the bears that are sitting there, and off it goes again. You want to know about those areas. So that's how I find my areas of interest. I look on my daily, my 4 hour and my 1 hour. They are my zoom out spaces. If I can find what I need to see on higher time frame, it gives me higher time frame confluence when I'm going to take my trades down on lower time frame. If I can see here, right here, this beautiful area of support, if I can break, retest, and stay below this level, I'm going to short to the next AOI on my chart. So hopefully that helped.
There you go, guys. Mel's giving the sauce today. Getting some more headlines in there. Let's take a look at what those are. Let's see. Energy inflation, where was that? ECB says energy inflation likely to keep inflation well above target into first half of 2027. Again, things we're talking about here on Market in the Morning, things I mention every day to be keeping an eye on. Energy inflation, inflation in general, higher energy costs. It's not slowing down. Things are staying elevated. I think we're in for, I don't want to say a recession. Nobody wants a recession, but we're most likely in for some type of global reset if things stay as elevated as they are. But we have to remember markets and the economy can't just reset to a better price, right? At first, I remember a couple of years ago in the US at least, it was really a housing issue. Nobody could afford a house. Houses were like 3 times the price they were from just 5-10 years ago. Well, it can't just drop, right? There has to be pain for markets to be able to get back to where they were. So there's going to be a housing market crash, energy inflation situation. There's going to be massive layoffs, right? There's going to be bigger pain for the economy, for things to start to come back to an easier position. So we as people, not even just as traders, as people have to be prepared for that and aware of it. We don't want to be caught blindsided and be like, whoa, where did this come from? It came out of nowhere. No, our reports, our economic data, it's all going to shift and it will tell us. Speaking of economic data, I wanted to cover, look at this, initial jobless claims. We had this at 8:30 today. You guys, if you've been here even just one other time for Market in the Morning, we get initial jobless claims every single week. This is not a big economic event. It comes out every Thursday. What is a bigger event for jobless claims and employment data is non-farm payroll and unemployment. Initial jobless claims, it's sort of like that window before that. So what we look for, now usually we leave it alone. It doesn't give us that big of a move. But if we look at today's, our minimum was 195, our maximum was 220,000, forecast was 212. It came out below the minimum. It came out at 187. So if we click that, we see that that's very bullish on the dollar, which also means it's very bearish on gold. And most likely, very bearish on the S&P and NASDAQ too. So that's the playbook with market and using it with a fundamental event, and this one being initial jobless claims. So pretty interesting there. We'll see. We'll see. That's just another catalyst, another confirmation on those shorts today as we try to continue for Mel. I do think, again, I want to see us sort of bottom out here. It's 901. I wanted to see a pullback about 30 points on the S&P. Even 40 points would be great to give us that clear momentum to the downside. It's a daily time frame on the S&P. If we're looking at it, I always say be realistic with the move. If our daily candle already looks like this, we want to be careful shorting those lows. We're much better off taking a pullback trade to short the highs and then look for the continuation, seeing that prices already tested these areas. I'm glad I did come to this daily time frame too, because now what we're seeing also on the ES is we're sweeping some previous higher lows. So we're creating some lower lows right now. This is a shift. We have it in our fundamentals. We have it with the Iran and US headlines. We have it with the inflation report, with oil prices. We're seeing a lot coming together over the past couple days now. Watch gold. Okay, let's see where gold's at. Yeah, look at that. Gold came to that area of interest. I was looking for around 40.50 to 40.60. We just tapped 40.59. Very clean. Good stuff. Mel, are you full porting any trades right now? I see you getting ready. You got 5 minis on deck right now.
Imagine. No. I am patiently waiting. I know you guys have market open in like half an hour.
Yep.
And New York Open terrifies me. So, I mean, I am a happy bystander for New York market open. And then if I'm going to take a trade, I'm just going to let it chill out and figure out what it wants to do after that initial whipsaw.
Awesome.
But no, it's pretty. Like, it's real pretty. That sell is wild.
Yeah.
Typical ES, not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, right. Well, you know what? We're at the lows. And
Yeah.
we're not only at the lows of today, but we're at the lows that you've had marked out on those key levels too. So we're at a pretty major higher time frame. I like you call it POI, I call it AOI, area of interest, point of interest.
Same thing, different spelling.
That's it. But yeah, when we're at those major areas, what I like to remember too, when we are at those major areas, this is when context is key. Yes, we're at a major area, but does that mean you want to go long down here, knowing we have a lot more bearish fundamentals? No, but it does mean we're looking for a reaction down here to possibly give us that short setup. Awesome, guys. Look at that. Gold is continuing to dump right here. So is the S&P 500. Definitely, like I said, we don't want to go short down here because we're extended, but we don't want to go long down here because that would just be trying to catch a falling knife. We can hope that we get a stronger pullback so we can get a better short opportunity. Yeah, flexing that patience muscle. That's it, Jody. If you're not patient, you're over trading. S&P continuing lower. Amazing sell-off this morning. Sort of, again, would like to see this sell-off get just completely devoured at that New York session open. Like, we just start pumping. People start taking profit. Something to consider, guys, when we have a big sell-off like this. Even when we have a big pump, right? Anybody who was in those swing trades, whether it's options or futures or stocks, they're going to be looking to lock in profit. Now, them locking in profit isn't going to reverse the market, but it is going to give the market that pullback that we look for. So another low on ES right there. So we can look for them to take profit off New York Open, and possibly around 9:45, maybe 10 o'clock, we get that reversal, and those buyers that took us out because they were taking profit, we end up moving back in their favor again. What I like too, I'm a big VWAP fan. VWAP has been holding very nice on the NASDAQ lately. NASDAQ, I took a beautiful trade long off of VWAP over here yesterday. It was clean, man. It was a nice trade. It was like a good 3-to-1 or 4-to-1. I wanted to target previous day high. I took it at new high of day, but just finding the purple area was a key level. We see price reacted to multiple times, whether it was resistance when we were below it, support when we were above it, resistance, support, and VWAP, same thing. I remembered the previous day. How did price react to it? Same exact setup. Day after, same exact setup. Got to take note of what the market, the little hints that the market drops for us. Tina, there you go. $900. Take profit, hit, bang.
Heck yeah.
Did you take those ES shorts or what?
Well, I hate to say it, but we are in profit.
I see that. Why would you hate to say it? That is awesome. Gold 40.50 hit. Bang. Let's go.
Oh, that's stunning.
That's amazing. There we go, guys. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Good work, everybody. Good work. That's what surrounding yourself with the right people and the right environment will do for you. right? There's so many communities that there's hundreds, probably thousands of trading communities, and not all of them are for everybody. You could find a community that's great for others, but maybe the strategy doesn't click for you. Maybe it doesn't feel right. That's going to happen. We're all people. We've all got our own personal preferences. In trading, the market doesn't care about your personal preference. The market just cares that you follow your risk management and you're not strategy hopping.
100%.
Let's Mel's flex right here. She's looking for a big
Let's
move
not
on
look at it
the
just yet. Let's not look at it just yet. We'll come back to it. I'm interested. Someone said that, Tina, did you say you got that 900 on gold? Is that what you got your win
MGC.
on? MGC?
Good job. There you go, Tina. With MGC, yeah, you know me. Good stuff. I don't know if you know that song. It's an old song, OPP. No? It's a horrible joke if you don't get the song.
You're so funny.
Lisa had a question. How do you track effects on the fundamentals in your journal, Kev, to keep account of the patterns?
That's a good question.
Yeah, so that's a great question. Something I like to do when it comes to the fundamentals, I like to include it myself in, like, if you have a trade journal or a pre-market plan journal or something, when you're writing the context of the day, what I would do. So let's say we'll use ES for example, because yesterday was a pretty clean trade. So I'm sorry, NASDAQ. So NASDAQ, the context was slightly bullish because we had optimism for the yeah, there you go. Somebody got it. But we had I'm just glad somebody got the reference. So NASDAQ was showing us, okay, slightly bullish bias in the fundamentals. We had optimism for the big tech earnings. So what I wrote down was, okay, yesterday the NASDAQ held a VWAP a couple of times and it broke previous day high and closed green. I'm going to be looking for similar price action. I know our fundamentals are leaning bullish because of A, B, and C. And I also know my technicals are giving me these key levels because yesterday we respected, again, A, B, and C, whatever the case may be. So when you find those, you write them down, you journal it, and then when you're reviewing that week, you can look back and see, okay, when I'm able to notice that we're at a key level, our fundamentals are in our favor, and I wait for my entry, those trades play out a lot better than when I don't include my fundamentals and I take the first reaction to my entry. So that's one way I like to use them. It's also something very helpful to use when just keeping it up sort of in the background. So if you have the market terminal up, you put the alerts on over here for high impact alerts. Whenever a breaking news headline comes out, you're going to hear a noise. That noise will just simply remind you to just click that tab, pull it up, and see what was going on there. Yo, Kev, can you check out your Market AI dashboard why gold and commodities dumped today? Yeah, Asan, so you probably might have joined a little late. Very quickly on why we're dumping is because of higher oil prices right now. So higher oil is causing a scare to the economy, a scare to gold. It's going to increase inflation again. Higher inflation, higher chance of a rate hike. Gold's moving lower off of that. ES and NASDAQ is moving lower off of that. So that's where we're at on gold. I know I'm pretty sure the bias does still say slightly bullish. Oh, it says bullish on the day trading. It started to shift slightly bullish on the swing trading from regular bullish. It will probably update very shortly. These are all new headlines and a new catalyst that's entering the market. So you want to be aware of that. And that's why it's important too that when you use market, you're not just coming for the bias up here, because the bias is just going to give you surface value. You want to do a quick run through your breaking news, quick run through your high impact. What's great with the high impact is that it filters out the breaking news. So breaking news does trigger pretty often, not as often as all, but pretty often enough that you're going to get a lot. So you want to start with high impact, run through your high impacts for anything that happened overnight that could be impacting your asset. And then, of course, you want to check your economic calendar for anything going on over there too. And also, of course, what's supporting the bias and what could flip the bias. If we see that, what could flip the bias on ES is geopolitical risks remain high amid U.S.-Iran tensions, and we know that those U.S. and Iran tensions are picking up. And guess what? That's going to flip our bias bearish. Market is telling us that. Yeah, does gold keep going to the downside? Let's see. Ooh, gold, man. That's why you don't buy, try to catch a falling knife. Like, oh, we're near an area. No, context is key. We're selling off hard. Good stuff. Good stuff. Mel, what are we seeing?
I'm just watching this ES trade. I'm conscious of the fact that I'm not even in it, but I am invested. I'm watching the level that it's bouncing around at the moment. It's resistance, good possibility that that's going to turn into a support level. If we see a reaction before it hits full target, there's a good possibility that we could see a reaction around where it is right now. It's an interesting little spot for it to be in. I'm hoping that within like the next 15 minutes, this just keeps falling. And then at market open, it just
keeps
flips
falling.
Flips its lid like it does at New York session and whips back in the opposite direction.
Nah, guys, we're gonna have the biggest red day of the year today. We're just gonna keep selling off. We're gonna get a nice 7% drop on the ES and NASDAQ, and markets are gonna halt for 15 minutes. People are gonna panic like crazy. No, not today. Not today. Not yet. Nas is headed to previous day low. What's up, Ironclad? Good morning, brother. We will head to sweep NQ at the low of the month, June 26, 28, 230. Yeah, look at that. NASDAQ trying to get to that new low of the month. That is a huge drop right there. Massive. We are currently down on the NASDAQ about 7% from those all-time highs. So we have at least surpassed pullback territory, which is around that 5%. 10% is considered a bear market, and then 20%, of course, is considered a crash territory.
Do you know what I look at all the time in the grand scheme of things? Like when you zoom out and look at this, like those 3 trades absolutely paid me today, but look how minuscule they are in what this price action's doing. Like,
Yep.
like you just don't need the whole entire move.
Mel's like, I should have held.
I should have stayed in it.
Awesome. Good job, POTUS. Yeah, exactly. Nice. Good move, though. Good. But you know what? That's something else to remember. And as a new trader, you guys have to know this too. Your job is not get the full move. Your job is to get your piece of the pie.
100%.
If you have too high expectations, you're shooting for the full move, guess what? You're going to have a lot of trades that run into profit, real nice profit, and then what happens? You freak ego. Oh, no, I want more. We're not done yet. Goes right back to your entry, stops you out. You want to be a consistent trader. You want to find something that you can consistently repeat in the market, and catching the full move is not something you can consistently repeat. If you do, great, good job. Possibly if you keep what you can do, if you're trading micros, let's say you're trading 8 micros, you're in a trade, it hits your take profit, you take maybe 6 of them off. You move the last 2 to break even, and you let the last 2 run. It's called having a runner. You can do that. But you do not want to be like, okay, I just hit my take profit. Now I'm going to change what I was doing. No, when you enter a trade, you have to know your take profit before you're even in the trade.
100%. Krista just said, whatever happens after you get out is none of your business. I definitely know that you're my Krista, because I say that all the time.
That's a great, I like that.
Take profit. What it does after you get out of the market is absolutely none of your business. If you've taken your money, go away, leave the market, do what it wants to do.
Yep. The dollar is really flying on that daily time frame right now, guys. Really strong move here. Looking like it's getting ready for that next leg up. Again, supporting gold back to the downside. ES new low of day right there. It is 917. What a move. What a move. Yep, we take our piece of the pie. But somebody had Tazzy, I thought you said question for both, but then no other message came up. So if the question was blank, my answer is going to be blank.
Same.
Safe. Good morning, brother. How are you? Real quick, some NASDAQ levels I'm looking at. I'd like to see NQ pull back, if we can pull back, given these crazy markets. Previous day highs, a nice key level 28,950. This was also an area that we see with any type of rectangle tool that was a support. Look at this, 5 times of support. Now I'd want to see, okay, we broke that. This becomes this, right? Now I want to see that short position set up. See if we can look for a short off 28,950. Now we have to remember too, I always like to sort of think in markets of like the retail standpoint, right? If I was a brand new trader that was locked in on a 5-minute chart and I looked at this, I'd be like, oh my God, I have to short this. This is selling off. I got to get in now. So again, New York session opens. We get that people exiting volume. We get retail thinking they should short it right off the open volume. What does the market do? It goes right up against them. So I'm looking for that to happen to give us that better short opportunity. Now, a question of both. If you were planning to trade a new pair or symbol, how or where do you start? That's a great question. Mel, I'll let you take that first.
I mean, I don't know that that's a good question for me because I don't trade anything other than gold or NQ. So, I used to be a trader that traded 42 million forex pairs. And that didn't end well for me. I could not keep on top of. It's really hard to try and keep on top of what's actually making 42 different pairs of forex pairs move. And so when I drilled down to gold is when I started to see a difference in my trading. But to answer your question, if you're planning to trade a new pair or symbol, where would you start? First of all, I would make sure that I've back tested my strat, and I have very strong opinions on back testing. I do not like it, but I would back test the strategy that I'm using for the last couple of months on whatever pair it is that you're trying to decide to move to, and just see if it agrees with the way that you want to enter into the market, because some of them just simply do not move with how you trade. So I would back test my strategy and just make sure that if I'm looking to go there, that it has a decent win rate with the strategy that I want to use. The other thing that I would do is I would make sure that if I have a specific trading window during the day, that I only back test that trading window. Because if you're back testing the entire time and you've got some amazing 70% win rate, but 50% of the trades are outside of your trading window,
right. What's the matter?
pointless.
Yeah.
Pointless. It's not going to help you as a trader, because when you then go and trade it inside your trading window, you'll be like, well, why is my win rate so low now? So I would 110% only back test in that trading window. And then the other thing is, does it work within the session, I guess, that you want to trade? I mean, there kind of really isn't any point in, like, if you wanted to trade a JPY pair, test it in Asian session. Like, you need to make sure that you're trying to make the things line up with what's happening when. And I really think that if I was to be trying to do that again, now that we have market, there's a whole heap of things on the dashboard that could actually really assist you with helping you make that decision on what you're trying to go for. But yeah, I think those are the good couple of things that I would look for first if I was moving to a different asset, or trying to look for a different asset.
Awesome. So now my thoughts, right? How I would add a new asset if I was starting over, whatever the case may be. I definitely make sure I mark it, MRKT, right? We want to understand what's really moving this. What even is this asset, right? That's what I want to know. What is it? What impacts it the most? And what can I use to give me that edge? Now, because it's new, it's brand new to you, you want to watch the technicals for a while. Like Mel said, you want to back test your window that you trade, whatever strategy you're looking to implement. But you also want to forward test too. Now, I don't mean forward test, just start trading it at random. But if you have a morning routine, which every trader should give yourself 5 to 10 minutes to have a morning routine or prep, a pre-market trade, we call it, where you set it up, you do your top-down analysis, you find your levels of interest, and those are the levels you look to trade. You do that, you add that new asset to your morning routine, you write some scenarios about it. I'm looking for us to pull back to 28,950 and reject back lower. If we break back above 28,950, I'll use it as support and see if we can trade higher. If we don't break back up there, I'll look for a stronger break to the downside and a retest of this. Give yourself multiple scenarios, screenshot it, so that after the day is over, if you don't end up watching that asset, you can look back and see, how did that asset react to your scenarios? Were you right? Were you wrong? What do you need to adjust? And then you just keep doing that day after day, and then you're building good structure. You're building routine and reps with that asset, which will make it that much easier when you do start trading it.
Fire. Fire. So good.
Elisa said, what time frame do you trade off, Kev? So I trade on the 5-minute time frame. 15-minute also helps for entries, and obviously higher time frame top-down analysis for key levels. And Famous, what's up, Famous, says, Kev, Mel, do you guys have any indicators or softwares as order blocks, etc.? I'm only price action trader, but interested in your opinion. So Mel, I don't think you use anything like order blocks or supply demand, just key levels and areas of interest.
That's it. That's literally all I use. And the only other indicator that I have on my chart is a 50 EMA.
Beautiful.
That's
Guys, simple works. People think simple doesn't work. It works. Yep.
It definitely works. 100%. No, I don't. I used to, I tried to double in, oh my God, it's right on the tip of my tongue. What,
I hate when
the software that has all the bubbles on the screen.
Oh, Bookmap, like an order flow tool.
Listen. There comes a time where you just have to look yourself in the mirror and go, you know what, that looks really good, but it's probably not for me.
Yep.
I really liked it at the beginning. I really, really liked using it. And then the more I looked at it, the more that the bubbles got bigger and the colors, it was like I was looking at a unicorn throwing up on my screen. And so I was like, you know what? We're not going to use that anymore.
That's great. Mel could have traded stocks perfectly fine with the telephone back in the 100%. She'd be like, is it below the 50? Sell.
That's so funny.
But yeah, simple is effective. And guess what? Your simple might be different from somebody else's simple. Mel said the Bookmap, the order flow is not for her. For me, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's a great confirmation, but everybody's different.
100%. 100%. And it's a great tool.
Yeah.
It is a great tool.
Yeah.
And I'm a very simple person, and I like simple now.
That's great. Let's see. I think Paul said, I'm not a fan of currencies. What pair would you suggest that would be almost similar to gold? I mean, if you're talking about almost similar to gold, the only asset that comes to mind is obviously silver.
Yeah.
But if you don't like currencies, have you traded like S&P and NASDAQ assets? Those are always great. Yep, 4 minutes to market open, guys. Buckle up, beware, be ready. Let's see. Wasn't a sell from 80 to 41, now in a buy from 41 to 75? Get out of town. This guy Famous over here in the chat, he's just doing laps around us while we're yapping.
He's just like, I'm gonna let you talk. I got things to do. I'm gonna just sit in some trades.
How is SpaceX doing? Oh man, Tebow, were you here yesterday? We were making a laugh at SpaceX, man. We called that top out. I knew that thing was gonna dump, and it certainly did. $115 a share. It was at highs of $225 at some point. That is a almost 50% drop. That is amazing. That's what we like to see, unless you're an investor in SpaceX. That is not what you want to see. But I do think SpaceX is going to be a much better opportunity. Once it cracks below $100, that is the $1.3 trillion market cap valuation. Up over here was 2.7 trillion. I do believe SpaceX at some point will be a $2.7 trillion market cap. To put that in perspective, Amazon is a $2.7 trillion market cap, but has a net revenue of $900 billion a year. SpaceX is barely break even on the year. So the fact that they were neck and neck with Amazon was one of the biggest red flags that I saw. And I said, there's no way you should be buying this. Plus, if you did buy it, you're locked into that. You cannot sell for, I think it's 90 days since the IPO. You really want to do that to yourself? No, it's bad risk management. But $100, $90, $80 would be great. I think at some point, I don't think it's going to be in that same month, but I think within the next year or two, SpaceX will be a much stronger company, proven with much stronger and consistent revenue. It's not just a space company. A lot of people think, oh, it's just SpaceX, space company. They're going to Mars. What other companies going to Mars? And that's their argument. It's a silly argument because, one, they haven't been there yet. Two, they haven't been there consistently. And again, three, they still don't have good revenue. But SpaceX is trying to be the next big data center company. And data centers is where that profit and a lot of money will be made. Because like we see with Google and Google and Tesla's market caps with their earnings, I should say, they had a lot more CapEx. That's capital expenditure. Guess what that capital expenditure is on? It's on AI and data centers. That's where SpaceX is trying to make some money from. So just something to keep in mind, but definitely don't want to be looking to buy right now. Full port short.
Did I just find a new little fun thing on the market dashboard? Or has that always been there and I just didn't realize? So I just had a look at the news feed, and I was looking at this breaking news that came out 3 minutes ago for the weekly jobless claims. And I was literally about to be like, Kev, walk me through this. Like, what does this mean? But then over here, there's a teach me button. Is this new?
Wait, no, that's been there for like months.
No, it has not always said teach me.
That's been there forever.
No way.
No, I'm kidding. It's been there for like a few days.
I was just like, wait a minute.
I know. That's funny. I think this is the first week that's been live, because I discovered that too this Monday when I went on live. I was like, is this what?
Yeah. I was like, that's cool, because I was literally about to say to you, teach me. What does this mean? And then I'm like, hang on a minute. That hasn't been there for a long time. That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, me too. I think that's a phenomenal add-on. It's like it will teach. It's not just giving you the breakdowns, teaching you how to read it. Yusuf, great point. So Yusuf asked real quick on SpaceX, and then we will cover New York session opening. So he said, what do they want to do on Mars? And then Elisa answered, they want to put data centers on Mars, which is what they want to do. And then Yusuf, great idea, right? Well, there's no water on there. You're right. But there's also cooling. It's a lot cooler in space. There's no temperature. It's a lot cooler. So they would be able to do that. And also solar. They have direct access to the sun 24/7 if they end up not on Mars, but in space in that general area. So it is definitely a lot to consider that I do think at some point they will have data centers on Mars. How crazy is that? Instead of colonizing Mars, we just start putting data centers everywhere.
That's so funny. Like, what is happening?
Ozzy, what's up, my goat? ES with a nice little pivot lower just to start bouncing higher here. We're waiting for a pullback. 75.04 is what I'm looking for on ES. NASDAQ, I'm looking for 28,950.
All of them are at those really, really key levels that we were talking about just before market open. So like the reactions that they're having right here is not surprising to me at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Pre-market open, that's
you know what? That's why we don't, one, sell lows, and two, sell at our key levels, because we're looking for those reactions. Context is key. We don't really want to buy here because we know overall we are still bearish, and this pullback might be short term, but very good. Very good. You guys are about to watch Mel get stopped out. for a lost ES.
Can an event
Yeah.
happens to the best of us? Listen, it got to like, what did we get to? We got to a 1 to 1.8. We nearly got to a 1 to 2. Not bad for someone who doesn't trade ES.
No, not at all. SpaceX is a cutting-edge Midwest tech firm with impending patent approval for high-demand radar equipment. Yeah, like we said before, it's a lot more about infrastructure, AI, data centers. They're not just trying to get people on the moon or get people to Mars. They don't want people on Mars. They want data centers on Mars. Also, they want manufacture semiconductors in space. Bro, they're just you know what? You know why they want to do so much in space too? No taxes. Who's gonna tax them? The Mars people? Yeah. Yo, these aliens just hit us with a 30% tax.
Gosh.
Yo,
Can you imagine?
Yeah, right. Like we finally get first impression of aliens, and it's because they're like, "Yo, you're on our property. We got to tax you now." We picked that up from observing your planet.
We just watched them like direct in the spaceships and go and land.
Do you have your space passport? No, I didn't get it. You got to turn your ship around.
Did you fill out your e-visa online?
Yeah. How many rings is your space passport stamped for? All right. All right, let's see. Head to the moon. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. That's exactly what we were looking for on ES and NQ off that New York Open. A quick little spike down and a spike right up. All those people, retail not understanding to look at a higher time frame, selling lows just to rally. Tazzy says, does Mel have a YouTube? Mel, do you have a YouTube?
No.
What do you mean?
Could you imagine?
What? Mel, you're missing out. You got to get a YouTube.
Listen, I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't.
No, you got it, guys. This is a turning point for Mel. She's like, oh shit, maybe I do need a YouTube.
Do I need a YouTube channel?
Make
I
a
can
YouTube
barely keep
channel.
up with Instagram. What am I meant to do with YouTube?
You got to get both of them rotating. YouTube listen, they all have different audiences. A lot of people here in our Market in the Morning stream, they don't follow the Instagram. They might not even be on Instagram. They come from maybe emails or they come from Market AI. But you could set up YouTube very easily so that you could sort of keep doing your regular stream and then just like click go live somewhere and it'll just sort of duplicate the stream for you. We could talk about later if you want.
How fun. Well, maybe. And then, some people can see an Asian session instead of my mods are in here and they're like, she doesn't need another project right now.
Hey, listen, it's all about growth, right? We're a community of helping people grow. We want to see Mel hit the stars. We want to see Mel on the moon.
Heck yeah.
Almost 100 likes.
Passport.
Yeah. Almost 100 likes. Go.
Hell yeah. We got this. No more ideas, Kevin.
Oh, but Maria, I'm full of them.
Oh, there we go. We got stopped out.
Oh, no.
Damn. Oh.
Look at that. Oh, man. Yeah, listen, I was looking for the buyers to start pumping right off the open. Doesn't mean I'm going long off of it. I'm waiting for a good short opportunity. Oh, that's nice. That's beautiful, man. I always tell people family first. Trading is a blessing because it gives us the opportunity to be with our family. But if we need to take time off for our family, we freaking do that. No question about it. Just
heck yeah.
Mel puts all her energy into her baby girl and her community. That's where it should go. That's awesome.
100%. That little girl gets all of my time. We weren't friends today. She absolutely ruined my confidence this morning. 5-year-olds are brutal.
Oh, your daughter?
5-year-olds are brutal, Kev.
She was like, Mommy, why'd you cut that trade at an 8-1? You were supposed to take an 11-1.
I know. They're brutal.
Yo, Luke, good job, brother. Hit a long off the bottom, take profit, 1K. Bang, bro. Good job. Good work.
Luke, are you the same Luke from last week who passed your prop? Are you the Luke that I've been... talking to about you getting your payout? Is that you?
That's what my 5-year-old would
Maybe
say.
it's a different Luke.
To pay out. To
Oh, it
pay
is
out.
you. Did you get your payout?
Nice. That's awesome. Good job, Luke. Let's go.
So good.
Let's go. Good work. ES and NASDAQ finding this pump right off the open. Again, it's catching traders off sides. Traders are going, oh, well, I have to sell. They just got stopped out. Now they're looking at this like, I have to buy. We have to stay out of this.
Yeah.
Mel, what's your IG? Mel, you want to type it in the chat and I'll throw it up on the screen?
Yeah.
Or I'll find it if you want.
Oh, hang on. I don't know that I can. Can I type in the chat? How do I? It won't let me.
Oh, did it not let you? If it doesn't let you, don't worry about it. I'll drop it in here.
It's just 2 underscores. Her Trading Lounge.
Why the underscores, Mel?
Well, because it wouldn't let me just have Her Trading Lounge. Someone else took it.
Oh, that's lame.
I want it. Let me have it. And they're not even using the profile, mind you. It just exists.
That's annoying. That's really fun. That happened to me. I started a new account too, like Trading Pioneers. The guys like got 0 followers. Last post was like 2018. It's like, what do you mean? Yes. Give him the underscore.
I'm like, let me have the damn account. I know.
Yep.
They want you to buy.
Yeah, they want you to buy the name. Yeah, exactly. They hold on to it. Like, oh, you want it? Yeah, you could shoot me a few grand and you could have it.
Right. I need to quickly go back to Luke. It was the Luke that passed his prop, and he did get his payout and another one today. I think he just said. Ooh. Wild. So good. Congratulations.
Well done, Luke.
Such a huge milestone. So good. That's wild.
That's amazing. Luke, what strategy are you using? What are you trading? What strategy are you using? What's giving you that confidence in the market? Always love to hear from you guys in the comments, guys. Always. If you got questions, you want to go over a chart, I even invite you guys. We have the free Market AI YouTube Discord if you guys want to join that as well. Right over here. Give you guys the link for that. But join. Drop a screenshot. Let me know what you're trading. We could share it and analyze it right here on our Market in the Morning stream. Tons of fun.
That's fun.
Yeah, all about engagement.
That's fun.
Getting it going. Awesome, guys. Beautiful pullback on ES here. That's amazing. Currently in gold buys from 40.42 after waiting the deeper pullback. Do you think we hold strong here? Going into the rest of the week, or continue bullish with the dollar holding bullish? I'm sorry, continue bearish with the dollar holding bullish. I'm leaning more towards that side. Dollar holding bullish, gold holding more bearish. And that's really the main driver of that is the higher oil prices. So if you are in any longs, you are making any money off longs, I definitely consider making them scalps instead of trying to hold for a long time. Can I be wrong? Of course I can. We can all be wrong. But just going over the fundamentals, going over what we know, that's my analysis and a little bit of a follow through on gold right now. Yields are ripping. Okay. That's going to be tearing down the NASDAQ and S&P as well. Good call. Kev, where's that demand zone you stated earlier? Let's see, just entered ES. Okay, so I definitely wouldn't go long ES. I don't know if you answered long or short. I wouldn't go long or short right now either. I'm waiting for 75.04 on ES to retrace, and I'm looking for 28.950 on NASDAQ for a retrace, and we are getting very close. Look at the range we're getting today too, guys. We've already had a 150-point range in just 15 minutes of trading so far. Nice moves. Nice moves. Let's see. Have a great day. Deidre, have a great rest of your day. Good job today.
I'll probably see you on our live trading call in an hour.
Yo, Mel's just up 24 hours.
Legit. How does anyone sleep? I'm like, someone always will be like, why don't you sleep? I'm like, when you have students in every corner of the world, Like, how does one stick to one time zone? That just doesn't make sense. I can't do it.
No, that's tough. That's tough.
It's fun. And
Let's see.
then
Fame
I
said I
get
closed.
FOMO.
What's that?
I get FOMO because then they're trading and talking while my eyeballs are closed, and I'm like, oh, I don't like that.
Great. Look at that, guys. ES ripping straight up. So many retail caught trying to short those lows. Aren't we glad we didn't?
Me being one of them. Lol.
Oh man, no. You were out of it. I thought you didn't take that trade.
I didn't, but we marked it up. We still have to own it. We have to own it as a trade if we've marked it up.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it was a good markup. It was definitely, got to remember that context and everything. We were near those lows and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, true.
Yo, the higher we go on this pullback, the better for our short position, because we're just going to be targeting new low of day. Nasdaq's getting very close to that area. It's at 28,877. We're looking for 28,950. Crazy that 80 points is considered close to that area, but that's how wide our range is right now. Mel, when it comes to having wider ranges in the market, like sometimes Nasdaq will give us like maybe 100-point move, 200-point moves, but then when it really gets extreme, 300-point move, 400-point moves. Do you size differently? No, Mel's just raw dogging it, just saying contracts. I don't care. I'm taking this.
50 million contracts straight on. We're gonna put it on red, and we're gonna
put it all on red.
I wish I was a more interesting trader. Like, I really do wish I had some really cool story or thing to tell when people are like, how do you trade? I'm like, I literally wait for my value area and then I take a trade.
I wait for my zone and I press the button.
I just click the mouse. That's what we do. No, but what I was just about to ask you, because this is your market, you trade New York, right? When you see that you have so much volume when New York session opens of a morning, right? When you get these big moves, do you find that you wait for, even if you have a zone that you're waiting for price to hit to, if it gets there, is there any hesitation when you get to your zone or the area that you're looking for? Or do you wait for some sort of established move in the direction that you want to take your trade before you're confident in getting in?
Yeah, no, so great question. Usually when we hit that zone, that's when I start looking for the entry confirmation, whether it's like price action pattern where we see that long rejection candle, or like I said, I use Bookmap. Maybe I see a large aggressive seller sitting there on the bid or on the ask, wherever we're at. But usually I am looking. What I also like to use in Confluence with my ES and NQ price levels is VIX price levels.
Okay.
So the VIX is also a great asset to just chart on like an hourly and 4-hour time frame, some key levels. That gave me, where was it? I think it gave me this long. So yesterday when I took that NASDAQ long over here, take a look at the crosshair and where we're at. So I took this long right here, and so NASDAQ was turning around off VWAP. NASDAQ was at a key level to reverse higher. And look at the VIX. VIX was at a key level to reverse back lower. So that right there is a confirmation for me to say, okay, we have the VIX at an area to reverse. We have NASDAQ at a key level and at VWAP. And our market bias at that point was bullish. That's strong. That's 4 strong confirmations. I'm going to take this trade.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But yeah, no, usually I'll wait. I don't, as soon as we enter the zone, I'm not taking it immediately. I'm usually waiting for the reaction just in case we just blast right through it.
Yeah. Yeah, sweet. I know. Ever since I stopped trading New York and trade like Asia session, back end of Asia, beginning of London, whenever New York open happens, I'm like, is anyone else having heart palpitations at like the sheer what the hell is happening right now? Like,
yeah, no, when you're in a trade, it's different. When you're in a trade before New York session opens, I have a rule where I want to be out, because like we saw today, we were selling off all overnight. New York session opens and we get a crazy spike back to the upside that just consumes an hour's worth of downside.
Yep.
So yeah, about patience, knowing the session. Like you said, know the session you trade. Now sometimes New York session will get a move at the open. Let's say we were bullish and we were opening right above this area, and I saw a quick move lower. I had that same bias that I was expecting a bullish move. I could have taken this long and just looked for a quick little move higher right at the open. I don't always trade right off the New York Open. It definitely depends though when we're hitting that level. We could hit that level 932. We could hit that level at 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11. Whenever it hits, that's when I look to trade. We should not be
Yep.
taking any trades in between.
Mm-hmm. I have another question for you.
Yeah.
So what's the time now? So it's nearly midnight. So in 2 hours from now, without a doubt, like clockwork, every single day, there is a move at 2 hours from now for New York
Okay.
session. What happens at that time of day in New York?
So nothing really. 2 hours from now is really sort of the lunch hour. That's when markets tend to start to chill out a little bit. So I always note that markets have a rotation, sort of like seasonality for some people, where it's rainy, it's snowing, it's nice out, it's fall, winter, summer. So markets, I feel like S&P and Nasdaq at least always have some type of rotation where sometimes we're seeing our moves right off the New York session open. We get a nice trade between 9:30 and 10:30 and we're done. Sometimes that 9:30 to 10:30 is horrible price action, and 10:30 to 11:30 is that stronger window. Sometimes it's even later than that. Sometimes those 2 hours are all horrible, and we get a after hours move, not an after hours, but a power hour move where it's like 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. But it's always rotating, and it's important that, like I was going over earlier with how I go over my context, I want to know what the market reacted to yesterday and how it reacted. Well, if I see yesterday we were choppy for the first hour and a half of the market open, I'm not going to assume that today's going to be different. Markets just showed me that this is how we are.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like 9 times out of 10, I'll wake up of a morning and check my chart, get ready for Asian session. And if we've had a drop or a rocket ship, it's started at between 1 and 2 a.m. for me. And I'm like, oh, what is happening at that time of day for everybody? Because I'm now curious. Because it happens, there is a time in every session. Like you are probably fast asleep for London session, but 2 hours after London session open, massive moves happen 2 hours into London session. An hour after Asian session, liquidity is injected into the market. There is always a spike or a move an hour after Asian session open. And so I'm like, is 2 a.m. the New York? Like, is that what we do at New York?
Yeah, no, 2 a.m. Eastern, like 2 a.m. in the morning. No, I'm fast asleep. Most people are fast asleep. That's I think that's London volatility.
Yeah. I love
Yeah,
the session, but it sucks.
algorithm in full swing, 100%.
Yeah.
Mel, what are you seeing? Are we pulling back anywhere?
I'm just watching gold. And so this is when I start to mark out, I call it a no-no zone. I don't want to trade inside here.
No zone.
My EMA is flatlining. Price has no direction after the initial spin around at market open. And so while price is in here, if any of my trades begin while I'm in the no-no zone, I'm not interested in them. It needs to establish something for me to actually be comfortable in taking a trade right there. So that's what I'm seeing on gold. If I go and have a look at NQ, well, we've rejected right out of where we were targeting for sells before. So I mean, I still don't see anything here that I'd be interested in taking either. Yeah, we've fallen over the EMA. We absolutely have, but I wouldn't feel, and this is purely because I don't trade New York. Like I just don't feel comfortable right now at this early mark of the session to take a trade in what I am seeing. And also, to me, that market is completely directionless still.
Yeah.
We have just swept lows, pushed into an AOI and rejected out of it, straight back down to where we swept before. we have no direction yet. Someone might say, yeah, we've just rejected out of a zone. Yeah, but how do you know that that's actually going to come to fruition? It's almost back at where it spun around on you before. So I personally don't see anything that interests me at all on gold or NQ at the moment. I would need to see, this is why I asked you before, I would need to see price establish some sort of direction in the market before I jumped in to something, because neither of these give me any confidence that it's established wherever it wants to go just yet.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Mel, I gotta ask, man, the no-no zone. What a creative name. How'd you come up with that?
Yeah, I think it was on when we were on a call one day. One of the ladies are like, should I take a trade in here? And I'm like, no, we're not trading in there. And I was just like, I think it just became the no zone, or we don't trade in there.
That's great. She's a mom. She says no all the time.
Literally. It is honestly the most used word in my house is no.
That's great. That's great. NASDAQ had that big pullback. So did ES, trying to get back to those lows again.
Oh, look, we're back in profit. Hooray.
Re-enter. Go. What are your rules on that? There we go.
Wicked out. Barely even got wicked out.
Barely. It stayed up there a little while, but barely happened. What are your rules on re-entries? If you got stopped out of that and say the trade was looking good again, would you re-enter or would you look for a new trade setup?
So my first rule that I absolutely flatly refuse to ever break is that if I take a loss, I physically remove myself from my chart and I do not enter another trade for 15 minutes. I don't care if another setup happens within that 15 minutes, but psychologically, I do not take another entry if I've just taken a loss for at least 15 minutes. I will full on guarantee you that I will go into chase mode. If I take a loss and re-enter within that 15-minute window, I will full out chase a trade. And I am somebody who I struggle as a trader to stop myself. Like if I, and this is why I also implement a 3-trade rule for myself. Normally, if I take a trade, I'm one and done for the day. Clearly not today. Normally, if I take a trade, I'm one and done. If I have a win, then I'm done. My first win, I'm out, I'm done. But I allow myself 3 trades in a day. And so then I will take 3 trades. And if they're all wins, happy days. If the first 2 are losses, then I stop trading for the day. Awesome. But with re-entries, I cannot let myself enter into a trade within a 15-minute window. And it's something that I implement with everyone in the community as well. Because you will absolutely chase a trade if you try and get back in. Yeah. But I don't have an issue with re-entering. Do you know what I mean? Like if the trade plays and it presents itself, 110% we should absolutely re-enter, because your analysis is telling you that the trade wants to go there. Just because you got wicked out doesn't mean that it's a bad setup or a bad trade. But if I take it within that 15-minute window, I can guarantee you that I am not in the frame of mind to be sitting in that trade at all. So
good. Yeah. That's a great rule. That's funny. I have a very similar rule. Mine's 10 minutes, but it's like, listen, if I'm trading on a 5-minute chart, I just took a stop loss. There's a reason for the loss. I was either too early on the trade or I got the direction wrong. And waiting that 10 minutes, 15 minutes, will let the market further develop and tell us, yeah, you were too early. Now you have another opportunity. Or you were completely wrong and waiting 10 minutes just saved you another losing trade. And now you can get in the right trade.
100%. Or this happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Price is going into, a range or into consolidation. And you can't see it yet, but you probably will be able to see it in 15 minutes time or 10 minutes time.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Very good. Very good. You seen anything on, I know you're on gold now, and gold's sort of in that no-no zone.
It's in the no-no zone. We don't want to play in that.
I'm still waiting on NASDAQ, a pullback on NASDAQ and ES. Unfortunately, I noticed a little too late. Now, I use volume profile, order flow, all that fun stuff we had a low volume area at 74.86 to 74.91 on the ES from overnight. And that is where we ended up testing and rejecting from. I don't want to take a trade way down here. Would have rather taken an entry off the reaction. So I'm going to wait and see if we can happen to pull back to that area. I still also wanted to see NASDAQ move higher towards 28,959. But listen, we don't control markets. I know overall we're still more bearish. So if we do just continue lower here, I'd rather not create the bad habit of taking random shorts. Because if you take a short position and it's random and it's not at your level and it works out, all it's going to do is create bad habits. So I'm going to wait for a pullback, or I'm going to wait for a break and retest. If we're here, we're not taking anything. Awesome.
Perfect.
Let's see if any headlines, anything new came out on market that could possibly shift narrative. Let's see. Breaking news. Drones attacked overnight. 2 tankers approaching Russia's CPC oil terminal in Black Sea. So now we're also getting oil disruptions, not only the trade. Yeah, getting it everywhere.
That explains why gold's just broken that level to the downside.
Yup, there's gold. There goes gold. Dollar's probably still pumping. See dollar here on the 5-minute. Yup, dollar higher highs, higher lows. Trend on the dollar, trend on gold. Don't be trying to force longs on gold. We definitely do see some more downside coming in. Daily time frame on gold. Gold can have wild swings on the daily. So to say that we're done here is no. We can definitely see a much bigger move. What are your thoughts on gold? What's your next downside target there?
Oh, that's pretty. 40.20 would be my next area, and it's literally just this area of really, really strong resistance, I would say, more than support. So if we're headed on the way down, it's going to turn into support if price stops there. If it wants to keep going, it can keep going, but that would be the only piece of the pie that I would be interested in taking. But also the entry type that I would need. So it did just create my typical entry from the EMA. It just gave off expansion right there, but it's right at that level. I would be hesitant to take a trade right at that level. So now, instead of taking that off the EMA, if we can break and retest and reject from here and give me a sell from 40.49, perfect.
Okay.
So my trade would look something like this. But price would need to show me like this, that rejection. I need to see those really clean rejections from that level.
Cool. Very cool, guys.
Not financial advice. None of us would look great in orange. Just
yeah, right. Oh my god. That'd be horrible. Imagine getting somebody that like you follow or somebody you watch on stream, and then like out of nowhere somebody like snitches on them and they just get locked up for a stream. That'd be crazy.
Legit.
That's why we always remind you guys, one, not financial advice, and if you do your own streams too, make sure you have some type of disclosure where it's like, this is not financial advice, trade at your own risk, blah blah blah. Because that too, guys,
100%.
you know, a lot of people, and some people, beginner traders really, will get into trading and think it's a get rich quick. Think I just have to take this person's call outs and I can make so much money.
Yep.
And what happens? They take one of their trades, they over leverage, they lose more money than they wanted to. Now they're blaming them. You told me I should have blah blah blah. No, not financial advice. Your goal as a trader is to not be dependent on anybody. Your goal as 100%. A trader, is to be independent, be your own boss, show up when you want, where you want, be able to take time off, everything.
Yeah.
Luke's, it's taken 2 years to get my first payout, and you got them back to back, Luke. That's what's up. That's when you know something has shifted in your journey. That is so good. Bro.
My favorite question that people always ask me is, how much do you think I should start an account with? And I'm like,
$1 million.
No. It was like, my literal answer is always just copy and paste now. Like, how much are you willing to lose?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you put $5,000 into an account, consider it gone,
Yeah. It's
because
like
it
no
very well
joke.
could happen to you. Like, it very well could happen to you.
Yep. I do think ES and NQ are getting ready for some continuation of the downside here. Definitely did not find an entry myself. Nvidia looks like it's ready to dump. It's at 208 right now. Microsoft new low of day. SpaceX is getting ready to come back to Earth. Apple's pushing higher. Meta's pushing lower. And Google's pretty range bound. Like Mel said, getting into trading with the goal of learning a new skill, not get rich quick. That's right. 100%. 100%. Fall in love with learning the skill. The money will come.
Absolutely.
And something else, right? When you're getting into trading, you're learning the skill and everything. Your goal isn't to learn the skill, make money. At first, your goal is to be able to take losses. If you could take a loss, take another loss, take another loss, and not feel like you have to full port your next one, you're in the right spot. You want to be able to take losses in trading.
Yeah. Well, and like, when you put yourself in the shoes of, this is forever going to be my journey. Like, this is forever going to be my journey. Like, I'm 3 years into trading and I still have WTF, solid WTF days. And I'm just like, I always tell people, I'm just like, please don't ever think that you're going to get to a point in trading where it's all sunshine and rainbows and you're just going to, do you know, like, if you put yourself in the position where you're a forever learner, and because the markets are forever changing. These markets are not what I started trading in.
No.
Like, they are forever changing. So if you put yourself in this mindset that one day it's just going to click and work for you, well, we might need therapy one day, but that's okay.
Tazzy asks, is Mel a scalper? And Tazzy, you better not ever apologize for asking questions again. Questions are encouraged here.
100%. Yeah, I trade anywhere from 15 seconds to 3 minutes. That's the time frames that I sit on. I typically like to be in and out of a trade within, my ideal time is a 10-minute trade. If I can be in and out within 10 minutes, perfect. Lately, I have been holding these mammoth situations for a couple of hours and I actually genuinely get hives. So I'm like,
wow. Oh my
get
god,
me
you
out.
break out.
I don't want to.
Oh my god.
I don't want to be in this anymore. Get me out of this trade.
That's great. That's not great, but that's funny.
No.
Yeah. It's true, because you know what it is. It's we as much as we don't want to have an emotional attachment to it. If you're trading your own account, you're trading on a funded account. You are going to have that attachment, right? You're trying to make money in the market. We're human. We're not robots. But that's why having good risk management, knowing that, okay, I'm taking this trade now. If I lose, that's fine. My next trade will make it up. If I lose that one too, that's fine too. My next trade has nothing to do with my last trade. All proper mindsets.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. And it's something you forever just have to keep working on and working on and working on.
Absolutely.
100%.
I'm trying to take losses in trading, but Mel is such a good mentor. I've had one loss since demo trading.
Oh, okay.
Mel's like, Mel makes it too easy.
I mean, well, great comment. But listen, we can have a conversation when those losses hit you, because they'll come. They'll definitely come.
Seek, that is the 50 EMA.
Yes.
50 EMA. She uses the 50 EMA, the 20, the 30, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 200. No, she just uses the 50. Keeps it simple.
So simple.
Have you ever used, some traders use things like the 9 and the 20 for like a sort of crossover. You ever use that?
And well, sometimes I used to use the 9 as a confluence. So when I was creating this whole shebang, I was trying to figure out what was my optimum point of entry? Like when I'm triggering an entry and I want it to be easy enough that a 5-year-old can walk up and be like, oh yeah, mum, enter there. That's where you enter. That's why. I was playing with all of the different moving averages, and what I continually came to over and over and over again was I would typically have the 9, the 21, the 50, and the 200 on my chart. And the 200 gives you overall picture, right? Overall big movement. And so I was like, well, that doesn't help me on a 1 minute time frame. So I mean, it's great for a visual, but it doesn't help me on the 1 minute time frame. And then the 21 would always collect me in too early. And so I know that the 21 is a really great trigger. Oh, look at that trade go. Sorry, got distracted. Yeah, the 21 would often just be a little bit too early, but the 50 was that sweet spot right in between the 21 and the 200. It would always give like a big optimal beautiful pullback right to the 50, gave you a much better entry.
Nice.
So yes, I've tried them all. Sometimes I'll flick the 9 or the 21 on and then it reminds me why I only trade with the 50. But yeah, we still flick them on and off every now and then as confluence. But I honestly, this is literally all I need.
Nice. That's awesome. There you go, man. Simplify it. Find something that works for you. If you start seeing results, guess what? You don't change.
Damn, I want to get in that trade. Damn.
Yeah, look at that. Gold's getting ready to continue lower. Like we said, dollars continuing higher, supporting gold continuing lower. We just got a headline there. Let's see what that was. Russia considering month-long extension of diesel exports. Okay, nothing directly having an impact on our assets. That's fine. Nothing new.
Wait, teach me. Tell me what you teach me. This headline involves understanding export controls. There we go. So here's what I'm learning from knowing about this fabulous little thing right now is if anybody is starting to learn fundamentals, this literally tells you where to go and where to start.
There you go.
If your question is where to start with fundamentals, literally open your market dashboard and click on the teach me button on the news. It tells you need to understand export controls. My next move would be, what do I need to know about export controls? Like, okay, how good. It also touches on commodities, which are basic goods used in. Okay, I love this. I really like this. Okay.
Awesome. Now, Nell's discovering a lot right now.
Listen, it's like Christmas.
Every week with Market is like Christmas. They're always
Christmas.
putting something out. Oh, there you go, Mel. There's your entry.
Oh,
do you want to take this?
Wait. No, I can't. We're not gonna. I need to wait for my.
Mel's like, Kevin, I gotta leave this show. You're gonna make me take a trade.
And literally.
No, don't do it, Mel. Don't do it. And if you do it, micros, don't do it.
No, I know.
Don't do it. Do it.
I really like that it's rejected. Do it. Push the button. I really like this rejection. You won't do it. I really like the rejection from this level. Like the rejection from that level.
It looks solid. We know that sellers have that good strength. I don't know. Where are we at on gold? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, gold could definitely make its way to 4,000 today.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you want to be in the trade if we made our way down to 4,000?
Listen to me. I'm telling you. Yes is the answer, obviously.
Yeah. You didn't. That's right. Elisa said it's okay, Mel. We'll take it for you. That means you got to give it a kickback if it works.
See, you guys, I'll just take like 3% of what you make. That's fine.
Oh, that's good. That's Mel, too small of a percent. That's nice of you. 10%. Yeah, Usman, we definitely need a Market Sunday barbecue. We'll host it in New York. Everybody comes by. We'll cook
Heck
up.
yeah.
We'll get you guys some chopped cheese, something good.
Some what?
It's chopped cheese. Oh, Mel doesn't know
What's
much
chopped
about New York,
cheese?
guys. Chopped cheese. It's really good. It's like a breakfast sandwich. It's good. It's good. We'll get you
Yum.
here. Oh,
Sounds delicious. I'm a big fan of cheese. So, I mean, the fact that we do chopped cheese is amazing. So good. Are you saying it's a sandwich? Wait,
yeah, it's a
okay. Before
sandwich.
we can't just move on from that like that, Kev. We just cannot move on from the cheese. It's a sandwich?
It's a sandwich.
Okay. A breakfast sandwich?
Yeah, it's a breakfast sandwich.
Even better. Okay. Well, okay. Fabulous. Okay, we can go to questions. Let's do that.
Tazzy says, I'm okay with fundamentals. Only issue is entries and exits. So thought of switching to scalps to see if I can improve.
Okay, with fundamentals, only issue is entries and exits. So thought of switching to scalps. Oh, I don't think that I fully understand what you're meant, because if you're saying you're good with fundamentals, but you're having an issue with entries and exits, my question to you would probably be, what is your current strategy? Like,
Yep.
do you know
Start there.
how to enter the market? Are you a beginner trader? How long have you been trading for?
Yep. And definitely good call. Start with where your problem is. If you're saying you're good with fundamentals, only issue is entries and exits, then you know your issue becomes your strategy and possibly
Yeah.
technical analysis. Ask yourself, are you finding key levels ahead of time, and are those levels holding, but you're entering too early or you're entering too late?
Yeah.
You skipped the
Yeah.
first part of the question. What was the first part of the question?
Oh, did we miss?
There it is. My bad. I'm an intraday trader for the
Oh.
last 2 months. It has been, Tazzy, that definitely helps with the question. I apologize and thank you for reminding me on that. For the last 2 months, it has been great with a 72% win rate. Great. But after market shift with ceasefire, I blew my funded account and lost my confidence as well. Okay, good.
I
So
don't.
that's great. You found that core root, right? Market sentiment shifted. Did you adapt to those market conditions changing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think your strategy is an issue.
Yep.
I don't think entering and exiting the market is the problem. I think it's that adaptation piece that you definitely need. And this is what I mean, right? The markets are forever changing. We need to change with them.
Yep. Absolutely.
I
Always.
I also don't think going to scalping, like I'm not someone who will ever pen swing trading, scalping, intraday trading. Like I think they all have their own place. I don't think that one of them is better than the other. I do think that you need to work out the kind of person and personality traits that you have, because one of them suits you better. Like that's what I put it down to. Like if you're somebody who is a very patient human being and can sit and watch a trade maybe go into drawdown, like are you okay with having a trade go into drawdown for a better part of the day? Great. Swing trading, probably, if that was the case for your trade, you'd probably be able to sit in trades a lot longer. Like if you've got a very fast-paced personality and then that's the kind of person that you are, then probably something lower time frame would suit you and your personality better.
Yep. Absolutely. We got another question. Joy says, like grilled cheese or other ingredients. So a chopped cheese is it's ground beef, American cheese. It's on a roll. It's really good. It's like a New Yorker thing. Like New York's known for like good bagels, good pizza, things like that. It's like a New York thing. But other people have chopped cheese. Good
Yeah, it
questions, guys.
sounds.
Keep them coming.
This is literally what my calls are like. We go rogue on food because clearly I'm in Australia and you guys are in the US and you have fun food. We don't. And I'm like, and we had a discussion this morning about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because I've never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And everyone's like,
You
how
never
have
had
you
a
never
peanut
had a
butter?
peanut? See,
What?
exact same reaction. Yeah.
Is that like an Australia thing where you guys just like don't have peanut butter and jelly, or is that a Mel thing?
No, we just don't, like, it's not an Australian thing. Like you don't put peanut butter and jelly, or well, I assume it's jam for us, together. Like you would eat them separately, not together. But I
That's
mean, it
interesting.
sounds good.
That's cool. And guys, you guys can get this. You guys can get this information about peanut butter and jelly right here on the Market AI terminal. No, I'm kidding. But
breaking news.
Yes, sir. New York style Philly cheesesteak, isn't it? Yes, sir. But with lettuce, tomato, onion, bro. Ryan knows what's up. Ryan over here.
Oh, I really like Philly cheesesteak. Can get around that. So good.
This has been a fun call. Here we go. Good question. So in the turn, the markets will begin pricing in rate hikes. Yes. So if oil, yes. So first part of that question, Kevin, if we see sustained high oil prices with a Fed lean towards rate hikes, yes, we're getting right back into that same scenario that we were at just like a month ago when rate hike expectations. And I'll show you guys with the Fed Watch tool. Go to Fed Watch. You guys could check this anytime, any place. Our next FOMC meeting is in 6 days, so it is next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I will be covering that live here on Market in the Morning. So I'm going to have Kevin Warsh speaking. We're going to be looking at what he's saying, the headlines that come in when he's speaking, and also taking some trades as markets react. So what we're going to do is come down over here. This is our actual Fed Watch tool. And right now, current for July 29th, with higher oil prices, 62% chance we hold, 37% chance we have a rate hike. If we look at compare, this is a lot higher than where we were just a week ago. A week ago, we were looking at a 90% chance we were not getting a rate cut. Now, it looks like only a 60% chance we get a rate cut. Kevin Warsh with the no forward guidance has really been a big damper to how people are perceiving and taking this information. But with that higher oil, definitely leaning towards a rate cut. Let's ask market. What are the odds? We'll do a new chat. What are the odds of a rate hike this next FOMC meeting? There, right? Now, don't forget, guys. I know, right? We'd love to bring back Powell. His term was over, but something to note: Powell is still on the board. He's just not the Fed chairman anymore, but he is still on the board. He does still have a vote and a say. The market is pricing in a 71% odds of no change at the next FOMC meeting, with a 29% chance of a 25 BPS hike. A rate hike is the minority outcome right now, though nearly 1 in 3 scenarios see it happening. The September meeting is more of a coin flip, 49% hike, 42% hold. We're getting tougher there, man. That's big. Pretty cool. I love that Ask Market. I can't wait for you guys to have access to it too. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Same.
Mel, we got to get you in using it right now. What?
I know. Listen,
aren't you glad you didn't re-enter?
You guys you guys sent me like a reel yesterday. I literally had to ask Nick. I'm like, I'm so sorry if am I having a blonde moment, but I don't see where this is on my dashboard. And he's like, yeah, you don't have it yet. I'm like, oh, good, we're good. Okay, perfect, great, no worries. I didn't know if I was.
Thanks for teasing me.
I was like, hey, is it right in front of my face and I just can't see it? He's like, no. Yeah, okay, good. Perfect.
That's fun. That happens to me too much. It's like, hey, I'm looking for this, and they're like, did you look right here? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, literally. Right in front of your face.
Back to adapting to markets changing. I know, Tazzy, you mentioned that you're good with the fundamentals, you understand it, but also I do feel like there could possibly be a disconnect in your understanding. And something else you can look for, something that I love to do just to get an understanding of general direction of the market and if there's a current trend or if we are range bound, is just very quickly come to a daily time frame and look at how markets. Oh wait, let me share my screen. It would help if you would see what I'm talking about. Very quickly, daily time frame, and you just want to look at those previous day highs and how markets reacted that next day. Previous day high, we reversed lower. Previous day high, we didn't even break it. We stayed range bound. Broke previous day low, we pushed back higher. Like this market tells us, even without just looking at the candles and seeing it's like a barcode, it's telling us that we're weak. We zoom out some more. Again, it gives us that information. This right here is a very strong, healthy trend. It has pullbacks and continuations. Pullback, continuation. Right now, we had a market shift. Now, our market shifted June 5th. That's when we got that first big non-farm payroll and unemployment data that suggested the Fed should start to look to hike rates. Then what happened? We got CPI right over, I want to say it was one of these days over here, we had CPI, which again came out lower than expected, which was great, gave us a bull move. But since then, actually, it was a bit further over here because it's towards the beginning of the month. So it gave us a bullish move because people thought, great, inflation's cooling. That gives the Fed some room to breathe. We don't need to hike rates. But then what happened since then? Oil started to pump. Oil pumps. All those people that thought we had the confidence said, oh, no, never mind. Never mind. Inflation's going to pick back up. Oil's higher. We're going right back to where we were before when we were in more of a downtrend. It's exactly what markets are trying to accomplish today. Yes, adapted when the shift, but it was early around the last week of June. I started looking for buys and my key levels were also working. Match is your key levels as well. Most of the time I had early entry. Okay, so early entry is a very easy fix. You can always start with a starter position where you enter the trade with half of your risk instead of your full risk. If it stops you out, you take that small paper cut, you look for your re-entry. If it continues, you could always add to your winner. If you feel like you're too early, what I always tell people too, if you feel like there's just one thing in the market that's throwing you off, I want you to trade the market without trading the markets. I want you to show up like you're going to trade, do your pre-market analysis, find your levels, run through Market AI, and instead of taking trades, you're going to come over here on TradingView, and you're going to use the mark arrow up, mark arrow down. And if you want to take a long, instead of actually taking the trade, you're going to put that arrow wherever you would consider your long position. You put your long position tool there too. Give yourself an idea. Okay, if I took this trade, this would be my stop loss. This would be my take profit. Now, if it goes in your favor, great. You could analyze that trade. Why did it work? How did it work? If it didn't work, you didn't lose any money, and you could analyze the trade too. Say, okay, it didn't work because, well, yeah, we're in more of a bear trend. I was fighting the trend. I did A, B, and C. Now, some people might not like to do this because they'll think, yeah, but what if I have 2 wins in a row? Then I'm not really making any money. Guys, your goal is to not win 2 trades in a row. Your goal is to learn the process, learn the skill, and repeat the skill. If you're still at that beginner phase where you're having struggle like continuously following through and making money, then yeah, you want to take it a bit slower than you already are. People start on paper trading, right? Don't even do a prop firm yet. Do some paper trading.
I mean, we need to put this in an educate. Can I have the link to this call? Because I need to throw this in one of my education modules. These people need to watch this call. My gosh.
Of course. Always.
Always. Good.
Elisa, have a great rest of your day or great rest of your evening. Get a good night rest. Good having you in here. Always happy to see you in the audience. Appreciate the engagement. One of the best fans right there. We got Seb, Tazzy, Elisa, Usman. Who else we got? Safe. Rotten is a gunner. That's my boy Jay over there. What's up, Scott? Piyush is always in here. Peanut butter and jelly will fix your psychology.
Well, then I need to try it. Clearly. Maybe it'll help me get rid of my 15-minute rule. Just have a PB&J instead.
Good stuff. We heard it before. Listen, that's it. You know what? Repeatability. If you heard it before, that means it's right.
100%.
Awesome, guys. Great breakdowns and great patience today. I just want to point out where we are in the market, right? ES and NQ. I was waiting for 75.04 for a short. If I took a short before that and I took a short over here, I would have been stopped out. If I took a short over here, probably would have wicked me out. If I took shorts over here, it chopped around. Would you be able to really hold through all of that chop, or would you end up saying, oh, no, let me stop out here. This is the wrong position. Then it moves in your favor. You re-enter. It chops again. If we're not at your level, you're not taking a trade. Simple as that. Don't Bro, that's funny you mentioned that. Don't tell her about Uncrustables. That's probably not in Australia either. You ever hear of Uncrustables?
Wait, this is the sandwiches without the crust on them that you can literally buy already made in a box, right?
Well, I feel like the name sort of defeats the surprise, but yes.
But also, Ashley, you make a very good point. Your bread tastes like cake in the US. Like that is not normal. It is literally, it is honestly like eating a sweet treat when I eat bread over there. Like it is honestly like cake. When I first had sandwich bread in the US, I was like, am I being punked? Like, what is this? What is happening? And then we go and put sweet spreads on it. Like, what is happening?
That's hilarious. I've never, it's funny. I've never had a market in the morning show derail as much as we have today, but we do really good at bringing it back in.
Listen, we did good. We did good.
And you know what, too? This type of session is the perfect type of session to sort of chop it up about other stuff in the meantime. Because guess what? If you're not chopping it up and we're sitting here and we're hyper focused and we're looking at the charts, again, when you're hyper focused and you're not being told to stay out, you're not being told to follow your rules, you're going to force trades. The longer,
100%.
the longer you look at the market, the higher the chance that you're going to force that trade.
Listen, I fear I may have brought the chaos to your market in the morning calls because this is literally what my calls are like every single time I get on with my team.
Oh,
Somehow
it's
someone
fun.
brings up, I'll just be like, what are you guys having for dinner? Because it's daytime for me, but everyone's getting ready for bed. I'm like, what are you guys having for dinner?
Have a chopped cheese instead of trading chop.
See, I don't see what the problem is. I think it's been a great call.
It definitely has been. There's zero problems. We had some nice market clips. We covered Ask Market. We went over our fundamentals today. Some headlines. Here's another Trump headline. Trump tech advisor Cratius was briefed on OpenAI agent going rogue is monitoring
Oh, God.
situation. Did you hear about that?
No, what does that mean? Going
So
rogue how?
So
Wait, teach me.
apparently, OpenAI, he claims that ChatGPT by itself hacked another AI company. They're claiming that AI did it by itself. I'm going to call bullshit on that. I don't think an AI is just going to randomly hack another company unless this is the beginning of the end. So,
What?
yeah, pretty crazy.
Crazy.
Let's see if we could find that. OpenAI hack. Let's see. It's got to come up in news. OpenAI blamed a hacking event on its AI models gone rogue.
Oh no.
ChatGPT maker OpenAI says it's still investigating the unprecedented cyber incident that led to its artificial intelligence system breaking out of a testing environment and hack into another AI company. Yeah, it's
What?
Skynet. Yeah, it's crazy. Yo, doesn't this threw me off? I thought this was me at some point, very like quickly. I glanced at it and I was like, is that me? But it's not. But a lot going on. But
So much going on.
we'll see. The robots are starting to take over. Possibly. Depends on
Legit.
what you ask it to do. Apparently somebody asked it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't think it's just gonna in a testing mode just turn around and be like, okay, I'm gonna hack this other AI company. Somebody had to have at least given it the guidance, like, hey, look into what this company's doing. And then maybe it took that extra step to go a little deeper into it. But for the AI to just completely go from testing mode to hacking another AI company, I'm gonna call BS on that excuse.
That's actually funny to think about. Well, I mean, terrifying, but funny. Like, God, what is happening?
Look at,
What
oh
is
my God,
actually
you guys
happening?
want to trade a barcode price action today?
I was
Today
gonna
is
say, see, this is what
perfect.
I was asking you before. When you come to the market in the beginning of New York session and you have this massive spike or a massive push to the downside, do you find that most of the time price will push and then it just comes back down to barcode and sit around where it opened at the beginning of the session?
Yep, absolutely.
Because
When
I'm
we
like, I'm
had,
looking at NQ
yeah,
and ES, they're doing exactly the same thing. Gold still, now we're back in the no-no zone. So we don't want to go there. But Yeah, I looked at ES and NQ and I was like, when you get those big opening ranges, those big spikes,
Yep.
it, from what I see from not trading this market, but it always comes back down to where price originally opened it started from, and it'll sit there and barcode for a whole period of time
Yeah.
before it actually, decides which direction it wants to go in.
Yeah, not 100%. I see that very often, where overnight we get those
Mm.
crazy moves. Looking at the Nasdaq from the high to the low of this move, that's a 625 point move on the Nasdaq. That is
Yeah.
insane. 2% in a single overnight session.
Yeah.
When that happens, we want to be realistic with ourselves. Is it realistic that we just had 600 points overnight and we're going to see another 600 points today? Not
Yeah,
really.
that's right.
Yeah, not really.
That's right.
Can it happen? Of course it could happen. We've seen that happen on the Nasdaq where it has 1,200 point days. But is that something that we can repeat? Is it something that happens often? And the answer to that is no.
Yep.
But definitely can. Those higher oil prices, that doesn't mean, and guys, don't get mixed up with saying we shouldn't go any lower or it's low probability that we go any lower with you should buy now. Because that is completely different. Saying we're going to struggle to go lower means it's still possible. We look for a break and retest, but we're most likely even going to range at this area, even ranging in this area. Look at the daily time frame. We could range all day and still see today's daily candle as a huge bearish candle.
Mm-hmm.
So always take a quick little look at that daily time frame. Are we overextended? Are we bullish? Are we bearish? Do we have room to keep going? Thankfully, we're getting some momentum here. We'd like to see some follow through somewhere. Stay sharp, guys. Don't overtrade. Don't over risk. Have a great session, Kevin, Mel. Thank you. Absolutely. Yo, our pleasure.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, you know what? I just realized it is 10:30. Mel, it's up to you. Do you want to wrap up the stream? Is there anything you want to leave us with?
I am just looking at this cracker of an ES trade that we took right at the beginning. So good. We're back in profit, just in case anybody was wondering. But no, if this was me trying to look for something at this point in time, there is nothing that is appealing to me at all in any of these markets. Particularly, obviously, I trade gold and double in NQ, and at this point in time, gold is giving nothing. It is absolutely directionless. It is trying to push and then it's retracing, it's pushing and it's retracing. So there's nothing here that makes me want to trade this asset at all until that direction is properly established. And what I mean by that is it's going to need to give me some retests and some steps of my EMA if we've actually changed direction. So what I'd be looking for here, me specifically, is if I was to be taking a trade in this session and we are truly pushing back in the opposite direction, now that I have marked up my no zone, I really want to see a break and retest at the top of this consolidated. It's not consolidated. It was just the range that's really trying to push out of. I'd want to see a break and retest of 4064, and then hopefully EMA has caught up. And we are trending back in that upward direction. That's what I need to see for a buy. If we were to jump into a buy on gold, I don't think that it's actually going to manage to do that at all. And I do think that after we've had this massive big sell-off pre-session, that we will do a whole heap of consolidating for a good couple of hours at least anyway.
Yep.
And then NQ. Oh, that's not NQ. I was like, oh, that's pretty. Again, our levels, these are really pretty levels. So if I'm looking to take a short in this market, I would want to see this break and retest. I want price to show me that it doesn't want to push back in that upward direction. So I would be waiting for a retest of 703 in order to be taking shorts from this area. This would sometimes get to a FOMO trader and they'll be like, oh my God, it's running away from me. I need to jump in those shorts. No, we've literally just taken everything from this level right here. Let it figure out, is it actually going to go where you want it to go? The one thing I always will say to people is if you think you're right, wait.
Yeah.
Because price will tell you. Price will
Yep.
tell you exactly what you need to know. So let it retest that level that has just been a really, really heavy level of support. Let it become resistance. Let it tell you, and then go with it at that point. But other than that, it really doesn't excite me at all, to be fair. Nothing makes me want to take a trade right now with what we're seeing on screen.
Agreed. Oh, we had one more question, then we'll wrap up the stream, guys. Jennifer's asking, sorry if this is too beginner. No more apologies for questions. If you have that question, just know somebody else does. But can you explain the fundamental principle of how oil price affects the market? So went over this earlier in the stream. I'll cover it again for you as well. Higher oil prices equals higher energy prices, higher energy costs, higher imports and export costs for big companies, which those big companies then will have to spend more money on those imports and exports. They lose money on their margins, so then investors take their money out. They say, you're not getting the same ROI on your products anymore. I'm going to stop investing. And it's a twofold, because now that they're making their products more expensive, inflation moves higher. Now inflation's moving higher. People are bearish on companies. Inflation moving higher gives the Fed a bit of a scare and the opportunity to hike interest rates. Well, now that's where things start to spiral, right? That is that negative impact that we see. So higher oil, higher energy, weaker NASDAQ, weaker S&P, higher oil, weaker gold. Same with the dollar. US dollar is moving higher with this oil moving higher right now. So a lot to really consider. Yeah, absolutely. Guys, it's been a pleasure. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to let us know. I go live Monday through Friday here for Market in the Morning. Mel, you've been a phenomenal guest yet again.
Of course. Thanks for having me. It's always a blast.
Always a pleasure. Guys, have a great rest of your day. Enjoy, and I will see you all back here tomorrow. Take care.